Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nastygram RPG podcast. This is Cyberpunk Red Rising, episode 13, Manifest.
Feeling it too hard is the poison to the heart of a cynic. Redemption. Now I'm waking.
Go ahead and scream if you want to. There's no escape.
We ride in the dark, no God.
Hellstrom Music presents The Justices in Concert.
No gods, no kings, just rebels in the night.
They're coming this Tuesday night at 10 to the Cage in Santo Domingo.
We are steel, we are sound.
You waited long enough. The Justices are coming for you.
Fall apart, burn it down, wreck the streets.
This is the concert tour you've been waiting for.
Crash the world, we don't follow.
The Justices are coming live.
Hack the stream, we rewrite it all.
Hurry, get your tickets now.
The virus they can install. Break.
Welcome back to the Nastygram RPG podcast. This is Cyberpunk Red Rising. I am Dan, and I will be your keyboard cowboy. I'm joined by...
What's good, fam? Matt here, playing Mazzino, the gangbanging heavy gunner.
Hey guys, this is John. I am playing Slash Root, your Cyber Romeo looking for his Cyber Juliet.
And this is Devin playing Bugbear. Bugbear Smash. Bugbear Smash.
And this is Jake playing Fish, Archer, Pharmacist, Antiquarian.
That's your dating profile.
Organic.
Fully organic.
The four of you are in the back office where you are wont to be at the Cage, the nightclub owned by Slash Root or partially owned by Slash Root. And you've just seen that two Aldecaldos, the ones matching the videos with Yuri, have walked in and sat down at the bar in the Cage.
Hey, Chooms, that's them.
All right, let's go talk to him. Bugbear starts making his way towards the door.
Bug. Hey, you, why don't you hang back a little bit there, Bugbear?
He's incredulous. What do you mean?
He means we don't do the talking.
I know where we're going. I've been there.
Okay, all right. Well, just wait your turn, all right, Bug?
Okay. I don't want to be waiting forever.
Let Slash Root initiate the conversation.
I don't know them at all.
You've
Or maybe met one of them.
in passing.
Yeah.
You've known a number of Aldecaldo that have frequented your place. Their headquarters, so to speak, for Night City are not far from here.
Yeah.
So this, in a weird way, you're kind of in their territory.
Yeah.
You often don't think of it like that because they're not
They don't pay protection.
Yeah, they're not in that sort of category, but
if someone starts shit, yeah.
Correct. They may have to face them.
Bug.
And their repercussions.
You're looking at.
So,
Yeah, Slash kind of dusts off and gets up, takes his drink with him, and heads out into the bar.
The music kind of assaults you as you open up the door to the main lobby, and you start making your way through the crowd. Happy hours in kind of full swing. People have left work and come here. There's a show later tonight, so people are sort of pre-gaming. And
do I know their names? These two?
You do. One is named, the guy is, his name is Karios, and her name is Andromeda.
Slash kind of saunders up to him.
They were talking and slowly stop and turn and look at you.
Hey, Andromeda, Garios.
They kind of nod their head in a casual what's up. They don't look especially happy to see you, but they don't. They just nod at you and look at you expectantly.
Hey, can I get you a drink? What are you drinking tonight?
Screwdrivers.
Sure thing. Hey, 2 screwdrivers, maybe 3 screwdrivers over here.
They give you kind of a quizzical look, but they don't volunteer anything.
Yep. So, how's business? How are the wastes?
They are barren and we are busy.
Yeah, I heard.
What do you need? Karios
Very
cuts to the
business.
chase. Yeah. He seems pretty immune to your smile.
As many people are. Although I can roll a charisma. No. He says, we need to get to a place. Hey, what was the city name, kid? He kind of snaps his finger back at Bug.
You want my help now?
Just what city was it?
Andromeda looks at you when you say that.
Sorry, he's got no manners, this kid.
Roseville.
Yeah, Roseville. That's it.
North.
Yeah.
A ways. Through the wasteland.
So they say. Do you know a way?
Of course we know a way.
Of course. Sorry. Didn't mean to
Yeah,
insinuate.
He bristled at the implication.
Yep.
The implication, right? And he says, you can book a trip on one of the outgoing caravans.
It's got to be more
Tonight.
in private.
He looks at you. That's not likely. Unless you got a lot of money. The caravans run on schedule.
We're not talking about taking a caravan.
Sorry, this is Fish, business partner.
They kind of turn now to face your small group.
Yep.
How many eddies are we talking to go tonight?
You see Karios kind of flash a look at Andromeda, and then you see her. She gets up. I'll make a call. And as Andromeda walks off, you can see her eyes kind of flashing as it's going through contacts, making calls, and she walks off into the crowd and steps outside of the bar so that she can have an intelligible conversation.
I take out my agent and I start texting.
Okay. He says, arranging that kind of transportation, we're going to put one of our ships at risk in order to get you there.
You don't think so? We got a 4x4, right?
We don't need your ship. We need a route.
I think you need a ship. Driving there overland is probably suicide. But if you're into that, he kind of leans back, thinking he has the upper hand.
Suicide how?
There's at least 3 borderland gangs between here and there. Not to mention at least one radioactive wasteland. If you've got the ways and means, sure, I can draw you a map. Your agent flashes.
Mm-hmm.
Give this to John.
That's horse?
Yeah. Yeah. The message wasn't for you, dog.
Well, I'm not asking in character. I'm asking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't let you know.
You tap my phone.
Yeah.
I just thought of that scene in fucking Big Lebowski when he's trying to figure out what the guy wrote
It's a big
when he's
dick.
taking a message, and he does like the pencil sketch, and it's just a big dick.
Like literally, he's like asking about like I can draw you a map, and Slash was about to like say something witty, and he looks down at his agent, and he's like, what? A map. I don't know. What do you think, Fish?
How long would it take us to get there, overland, with your map?
Best guess, after fighting off at least 1 or 2 gangs, 8 or 9 hours.
It's an acceptable window of time.
Is that an acceptable risk, though, man? I mean, like, if they're talking about these gangs, I don't know.
I shrug. I say, it depends on whether or not he's being completely honest with us. He wants to sell us a more expensive product, so he's going to make it sound like this trip is near impossible. I say this right in front of him.
He one eyebrow raises and he says, "We're paid for what we do."
Look, we're not disrespecting the Aldecaldos here. We know that your service is obviously, top notch, and but like, Eddie's wise. I mean, how the ship? If we took the ship, would we be there and back? What are we talking?
Yeah, you could. If we took one of the AV4s.
That sounds real expensive.
Maybe the price would be the cost if it went down. It's usually about 50,000.
50,000 eddies.
Well, considering the payout for this mission, that's hardly worth it.
Yeah, we're not even covering the bullets, Is there any way we can bring that down? Anything you need?
Yeah, there might be a way. He pauses for a second. You think he's probably getting a message from Andromeda.
I look at his drink and see if what he's going to ask for is another screwdriver, and he hasn't really had any of it. So Bugbear's just fresh out of ideas.
He's taking 2 sips out of the one he's got, and there's 3 more on the table. It looks kind of awkward. And
I have 2 for them and 1 for me.
Got it.
And mine's empty.
Hang on just a sec. Writing a nastygram.
I'll give it to John when I'm done with it. Hey, Slash, where'd that band go? I thought they were supposed to play tonight, too.
No, man. No, Z Crash is playing tonight.
And they were all right.
Who, Justice?
Yeah.
All right. You don't know what you're talking about. They're all over the Screamers. They are rising, man.
That's not for you, Devin.
Who's that?
That's for John.
You don't bug my phone.
Yeah.
I bug your phone.
Yeah.
I gave it to me.
He says, there may be a way. For one, you could wait till next week. Outgoing caravans are $100 a head.
That certainly is a lot less expensive than 50,000 eddies.
It is.
Number 2?
He looks around.
Hey, I remember, wasn't there a third one of you? Another Aldecaldo, maybe a new one. I don't know. A couple weeks ago, showed up.
He kind of squints.
I don't know, maybe a shorter guy, black hair.
Yuri?
Is that his name?
Yeah, he's not with us.
Oh, I thought he was like a new recruit or whatever.
He's a frequent flyer.
Oh.
I'm surprised you don't know him. He comes here often.
A lot of people come here often, but
he looks bemused by that.
Where you just lost contact with him?
Yeah. Haven't seen him in a while. He's a private man.
Think he got wrapped up in that mess in old Japantown?
He turns to look at you again. He largely ignored you after your rudeness earlier. What are you talking about?
You must know about it.
I'm out of the city 6 out of 7 days.
Couple of crews fighting over a patch of dirt. A lot of eddies flowing in, though.
He didn't usually involve himself with the gangs. But I heard he was talented. He doesn't insinuate in what.
Yeah.
Bugbear shrugs.
You suggested there might be a cheaper way.
Yes. 2 months ago, one of our brothers was killed here. Do you remember? Slash.
Mm-hmm.
You remember there was a shootout here about a month ago, maybe a month and a half.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
And one of the main members of the Aldecaldo family wound up dead.
Yep.
Dallin Aldecaldo. You were with some friends, a kid named AC or Vega sometimes on the streets. You know that he had connections somehow to the water company, actually. Now that you mention it. And another guy named Senzu, who was his hired bodyguard. And they went off grid about the same time. You were actually chased out of your own club when Dallin Aldecaldo had given you an item to fence. That item, those data chips, had the Arasaka symbol on it. You have that footage.
Oh yeah. Yeah, your man, Darren, right?
Dallin. He looks upset.
Sorry. A lot of names. But yeah, man, I can't forget that night. That was some crazy drag. Chums came in here guns a-blazing, man. And
do you know who they were?
Did I run with them? Or
you ran with the?
I don't know if like we're that. It happened as that happened.
It did happen as it happened. So you ran out of the club with them, and you got separated from them later that night.
Yep. No, I didn't know them. I mean, I was here at the club, listening to a band. I mean, it's my club. The Roll Deception.
Sure. Yeah.
Night City, man.
Yep. It's 15.
He says, if you could provide us with a lead, information about who killed Dallin, there may be a discount in your future.
All right. Well, let me go through the footage. Maybe we got that left in archives or something. And I can get that to you. All right.
Fine. Come back when you have something. He kind of turns his shoulders away. Andromeda slides into the booth kind of from the other side and starts talking with him, clearly sort of dismissing you.
Yep.
I walk over to the bar.
Yep. Yeah, walk away. Yep. Yeah.
It's going to have to be a steep discount for us to be able to afford this.
Yeah. How much? What are we talking about, Eddie wise?
Bugbear picks up his agent and looks at it and is disappointed.
I mean, even if they're offering a 20% discount, that's still 10,000 eddies each.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is, we could wait for a caravan, but we don't know if he's there. We don't know if he'll be there in a week.
We don't have time.
Or bust through the gangs. But man, that sounds, I know you're trying to say he's like trying to sell us on it, but like, I know. I've heard stories, man. They're no joke out there.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah, so's a water company hit squad. Why don't we just take the wheels and go?
You know what?
A water company hit squad?
Yeah, the badge that I got off that guy, it was for the water company. And it was like it's a legit badge. I scanned it. It shows a building number and access code. I mean, we can get into a water company building if we wanted to, but it was a real badge. So whoever hired him either got it off of someone or they were hired by the water company.
Can we watch that footage?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go back to the office.
Hey, Miss. Can I, do you got any smash or anything like that?
You say that and slash at me. No, you are cut off.
I'm just
no.
It's not for right now.
Miz, do not give him
It's
smash.
not for right now.
Do not give him smash.
Do you have eddies?
Miz,
yeah, I got some eddies. Yeah, I got some eddies.
Miz?
Yeah.
One of the waitresses comes over and she starts asking you a question about the show tonight.
Yeah. One sec. Yeah, Zeke. I know we got to get the audio set up. Okay. Yeah.
You're distracted. The two of you start having your conversation again, and you're kind of pulled off to deal with some of the stage bullshit.
Yeah.
And then the four of you end up meeting back in the office.
You got a can of Piranha Smash.
Oh no!
It's a light blue can.
It is less addictive than normal Smash. Not that that's going to help you much.
I don't care about that.
Does it make you shit your pants though? Or, no, it just makes you ravenous.
Yeah.
There we go.
Slash walks in. All right, crisis averted or whatever. Hey, you didn't sell him any Smash, right?
No.
Nope. Dry, you know.
If I see you drinking a can of Smash in this establishment again, you're out, buddy.
Fish, you're sitting in the chair knowing fully what has transpired. And you're just looking at these three individuals as
I just start watching the security footage.
yeah, you've pulled up the security footage. You're kind of wandering back because you don't know the date yet. But you pulled it up on the net looking for like
it's the 16th, June. Probably around like 11 p.m. maybe.
You pull up the footage and you can see there's two different camera angles that cover it. And you see a man, clearly Aldecaldo, must be Dallin, as he sits down at a table with Slash Root, a younger kid, maybe like late teens, who you swear you kind of recognize him, but you can't put your finger on it. And then a rather outlandish looking gentleman, kind of towering over, but not sitting with them, behind the booth, who Slash points out is
Senzu. He stops, like the thing's going, and it, like the camera resolves to see Slash sitting there, and he stops the camera. He goes, "Okay, yeah. So I ran with these guys, and we definitely were in this fight, but we didn't kill Dallin. We didn't kill Dallin, right?
No, you did not.
Okay. But we did not kill him. Just
who are the other two? And
that's Vega and the big guy. What was his name? Sen something. Sensei? I don't know.
You haven't seen or heard from him since that night.
We got this thing from him, an Arasaka data chip. We were going to fence, right? It's his job. It was a job, right? It was the fixers coming and telling us what to do, and he handed this to us, and then this kit squad.
The video's playing as
and
he's
you see
describing it.
Dallin's head explode. You saw like a split second before a laser sight.
It's like that security camera, like the frame rate is slow enough. Yeah,
picks up on his head, and then his head is eviscerated.
So what was that he was giving you? Arasaka?
Some data chip had like Arasaka logo on it.
Right before that, you saw him pull out like kind of a backpack, and out of the backpack, he pulled out a small metal case with the Arasaka logo on it. And you know that this is, a case for data logs. And as soon as he put it on the table and everyone kind of looked at it, he took the backpack and covered it and slid it across the table to them, where they kind of had a closer look. You can't really pick it up on the footage, what was in it. Obviously, Slash was there. And then the shots fire off. Dallin is immediately down. And from the one of the other cameras, you see like just total chaos erupt in sort of the beer garden section of the cage, the outdoor section, because an AV has come in low and hovering above.
Yeah, they tore that place. We had to rebuild the whole beer garden section. These motherfuckers came in.
And soldiers repelled out of the AV.
I pause it. I zoom in on the soldiers. I go through some settings menus, and I change the visual feed to ultraviolet. And then I play it frame by frame.
You're looking for tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for some kind of skin. Maybe one of them gets shot and goes down. You're looking and you're looking. You don't see anything, but something is kind of itching the back of your brain. Can you roll investigation for me? Actually, everyone can roll if they're watching the video.
Stop pausing so much.
15 for Slash.
I play it back at regular speed, regular spectrum, and then do that.
What'd everyone get?
23 for fish.
15 for Slash.
5.
Mazzini went to go get a white Russian.
Perfect.
I mean, they came out of nowhere. They started blasting up the place. We killed like 1 or 2 or whatever, but we ran out, and I haven't seen the other 2 since. I figured they got caught or killed or whatever. They got zeroed, man.
Maybe they were high on Smash, right?
Yeah, maybe. Bug. Maybe.
Mazzino, come here. You're
Yes.
good with weapons. I know it's a bit grainy. What kind of weapon is that?
Who's?
The one repelling.
Militech.
What about the sidearm?
Same. You can tell. You see the cuts in the handle.
What kind of rifle do you think did this? I pause the bar where his head explodes.
Big
Bugbear
caliber.
takes his agent and takes a picture of the freeze frame with his agent.
These are the same men that attacked the Four Horsemen. I almost said us. They have the same gear, same weapons.
I delete that picture off of Bug's agent.
Amazing. Okay.
So you're saying these are the guys that took the 4, but I guess Arasaka, right? That whole company was like part of Arasaka, right? So maybe this had information on this thing. What did I do with the data chip? Did I actually fence it? Or
You didn't. It was with one of them that split.
And they
Okay.
disappeared.
Yep.
yeah, and the data chip, like I think maybe Vega had it, or I don't know. One of them had it when we split.
Do you know where the data chip came from?
No, I mean, what did he?
You remember the story. Apparently, Dallin said that they made a bonanza, as they call it, in a downed AV that they found out in the desert.
Oh, right.
That it looked like maybe this data was being transported and the ship went down. So this is either most likely right at the post Fourth Corporate War when Arasaka was being kicked out of the United States.
Yep. Yeah, Dallin said they found it in some crashed AV in the desert, Arasaka. So like it had to have been right after the war, and he had it, and he said it was obviously it was it was radioactive. It was ready to burst, this information, and he couldn't sell it to any normal fence, so he hired us. Make a couple extra eddies.
He wanted you to buy it from him
And
for
us to sell it.
$500 and you to fence it for whatever you could get for it.
He wanted us to pay $500,000 eddies for this data stick, and
You don't have 500,000 eddies.
yeah, no shit, Jum. But he said it was worth more than 10 times more than it was. Maybe even, to the right buyer, it would have been priceless. So maybe it's the information on this thing, like, and Vega. Oh, Drek, water company. I think Vega, his dad or something, owned the water company or was part of the water corporation.
And you ran with that corpo?
No. He was like,
Who are you?
no, he was cool. Vega was cool. He was like anti-corpo kid who was part of his corpo like family, but he had a cool story, man. But
Yeah, cool story.
Didn't make it out of session 0.
but it's a water company. So
Vega,
maybe-
I'm making notes. Vega is connected to the water company.
yeah, his family or whatever.
The men that attacked us at Switch's apartment worked for the water company.
At least one of them had a badge from the water corporation. I don't know if they all worked for him or whatever.
You also remember that the building had been shut down by
By-
order of the water company for maintenance.
The water company was working on the building. That chip is an Arasaka chip.
Yeah, from the corporate war, at least.
that Militech are trying to steal.
Someone with Militech gear. That doesn't mean they're Militech. Do you work for Budget Arms, Mazzinho?
No, but to get Militech gear, you need a connection to them.
Or a
And-
shitload of Eddies?
And the gang that we fought in that building, they were connected to Militech as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, test rats.
Exactly. And the Tiger Claws, we presume, are working for Arasaka. We haven't traced back the signal on that tracking device completely yet, but it seems to point that direction.
My cyber brain's bugging. I'm getting a drink.
There's a lot of connections here between these three companies, Arasaka, Militech, the water company. I think these things are somehow connected.
Yeah. So, like, do we try to find this Vega kid? I have his, like, some of his info, but he never responded because I was looking for the payout, you know, like I was 1/3 of the job and he had the data chip, but he never responded. So I figured he fenced it and cashed all the rest and ran off with the money.
Or they caught up to him.
Or his family caught up to him. You know, he always talked about how Daddy was disappointed that he didn't follow his father's footsteps and join the corporal big leagues. Maybe he found out about this chip.
Dan, I don't know if there's such a thing as public records, but that place that we went to feels like a year ago. The that
place?
like black market type place next to the entrance to
in Section 6?
yeah, I'm sorry,
Yep.
we didn't actually go
Yeah,
there,
right.
but our old character,
Oh, we did.
we
The four-
watched, but we watched the brain
the
dance.
Four Horsemen, yep.
Right,
And the brain dance, yep.
Is that's like you said that was some sort of like storm drain, sort of like overflow.
Correct.
Is it owned by the water company?
Absolutely.
I like look. So I go on like a registry and then I like pull up like a map of that
So
area.
what do I tell the Aldecaldos? Like, I have this information. You think they're going to think I did this? Like, I obviously wasn't, you know, I didn't kill him. And Vega and the other one didn't kill him. It was these Militech fucks.
The entrance, the area around. Is it a super collider?
Yes.
Yeah. So the area around the super collider is owned by the water company.
Bugbear comes back in and he puts a screwdriver in front of you.
Hey, thanks, Bug. So they're involved. But who are they like working with? You know, Militech themselves?
I'm looking for my old notes.
Mazzinho, you get a message on your phone. It's from your cousin.
He'll pull it up.
Cousin.
He-
GTA 4.
It's like, hey, man, that was the text read. Man, that was big last night. You think he's going to want to re-up? He's asking about the sale that you made. Yeah.
Mazzini will send a message back. No, I don't think he even took it.
You have another message, Mazzinho, from Bugbear. Just says, "Can you get more smash?"
I see that message.
Do you have more of that smash that you sold me?
I reflectively look up at Bug, but then don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
I message Miz and I say, "You better not give him any more smash."
Miz is gonna look at you through the light in his eye, confused.
So we give this information to Aldecaldos. We head out to Rosa. We come back and we try to find Vega or the other guy.
Who was the fixer who set you up with this Aldecaldo?
You know that Vega, being in the corpo world, had pretty serious connections.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he was the one who like came to the cage often and
and the connect had been through the fixer had been the Baron.
well, Vega was the one who made all the deals, but I'm pretty sure it was the Baron who paid us,
I nod.
or at least got us in contact with the Aldecaldo. Man, Can't believe I didn't remember all that.
It's almost like the game master didn't tell you until
It's
now.
almost like he does drugs and drinks and gets fucked up and doesn't remember anything. It doesn't really care about anyone else.
Well, the water corporation wasn't made. You didn't. That happened today.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for us it's been months,
Right.
But yeah.
So, yeah.
Are we the corpo fucks?
Bugbear coming, dropping the knowledge.
No.
The Tiger Claws paid the Baron 200,000 eddies
For silence.
to be silent about something.
About this, he points at the screen. And the Four Horsemen.
I nod.
And maybe about what the ties with the Water Corporation.
But it didn't matter if the Baron was silent about it, because Barca had him hacked already.
Yeah. Do you think Barca is like, he works for the Water Corporation?
I think the water company knew it was down there. Maybe didn't know how to access it or what to do with it. And I think there's a good chance that that ship had more information about that place, information that could make it useful.
Well, it's clear that somebody wanted it real bad, at least that night.
Or trying to remember that brain dance. When those four went down there, why did they activate it?
Maybe they didn't know what they're doing, man.
How did they activate it?
I don't think
Dan, was it already activated?
So they pretty much busted their way through the security door, and when they arrived on the scene, something was wrong with the tech that was there, and because they were kind of being pinned in by other groups that were coming through the network at the same time, they ended up passing through an area or a field that seems to have created all this mess.
I think these four edge runners were used. I think this may have been done to them intentionally.
Like test subjects or whatever?
I think we need that chip.
Yeah, but it's been months, right?
Is there any way that you can contact either of those?
Like I said, I tried. Maybe
You did. You wanted the money.
badly.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried every way. That was a lot of eddies on the line, man. But maybe the Baron, maybe he knows. He was the fixer. Maybe he can get in contact, but I doubt he's going to help us.
Well, I don't know what everything means yet, but it seems like we're gathering all of the pieces of this.
Yeah, but to what end? Like,
Well, I think what we need to decide is whether or not we're willing to give this information to the Aldecaldos.
right.
They're going to cause a lot of trouble if we do.
Well,
One thing worth remembering too, your original meeting here with the Aldecaldos was to gain some information on Yuri, one of the other Four Horsemen. So now they're kind of your ticket to two possible horsemen.
Yep.
One with Yuri and the other up to the north of San Francisco in Roseville, where the playground is.
they seem to not. I mean, we came here to talk to him about Yuri, and they haven't seen him in a while. But maybe they know where he stays.
They said they haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, but yeah, true. Maybe they know what happened, and they're protecting him.
That's what we were told, right?
And if the Aldecaldos are protecting him, then it's probably going to be harder not to crack than getting out to Rosa. They
might already know about Switch if they have Yuri. If they're protecting Yuri. Yuri knows about Switch.
Yeah.
Maybe they talk. I don't know. They still have agents. They're still people. They're still. It's
Well,
There's no point on that video where the area where the tattoo is would be visible.
You unfortunately they're kind of head to toe in that combat gear, very reminiscent of the ones that you saw in the brain dance.
Yep.
the firefight kind of erupts as they land, and then there's a foot chase through the club, and they all exit through the back, and then some of them are pulled back up into the AV, and the AV takes off over the club, and it's gone.
I mean, we can give them this. What are they going to do? They're going to track down some Militech guys? Well, you don't have to tell them they're Militech. We just say, here's the video. He got his head blown off by this MaxTac team or whatever.
Sure, if that's enough. We could also sell out Barca.
Baron.
Excuse me, the Baron.
But what did the Baron have it to do with it?
The Baron was the fixer that arranged this.
Doesn't mean well, I guess we'd have some information, right?
Let them go and get what they want from the Baron.
They wanted a lead. Not every answer. They can't expect that.
Right.
Give them what we know, and if they don't give us everything we want, then we can offer more information.
So what do I offer first, the video or the fact that I knew that it was Baron?
The video.
All right. He records it off on his agent.
He rips it off. It's all hand gestures because it's the future.
Enhance.
Man, my arms hurt.
Yeah.
That's why you need cyber arms.
So who's going back out there? All four of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
The four of you, Mazzino, you kind of stop off at the bar to refill your White Russian.
Yeah, another White Russian.
Yep. And their booth isn't far from the bar, so you can kind of be in both worlds. And you walk up to the booth. They stop their conversation again, and they look at you. They're speaking in Spanish, by the way.
Based just sort of on the plan that we kind of just came up with for negotiating out here, can I use here's what could happen?
Lay it on me.
Well, I mean, like basically kind of here's what could happen is kind of like go over the plan, make a plan and
sure.
And,
yeah, absolutely. So you've made the plan.
Yeah.
What does it do mechanically?
Mechanically, either myself or Slasheroot can get a reroll or advantage on a check.
Yep.
Twice or once?
Twice.
Is that the level 5 upgrade for it?
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Because I think last time it was twice.
Yeah. I think it's 2 people twice.
Slash Saunders up and kind of leans on the booth seat, back. He said he waves his agent. He says, I found the video of that night.
He puts out his hand.
He pulls it back a little bit. He says, all right, now, what are we talking about for discount?
He looks over at Andromeda. If it just shows my brother getting his head blown off, what's it worth to me?
Bugbear's nodding his head in the affirmative.
Slash says, it does show that.
And?
It does show that, and it shows maybe who did it.
Okay. We'll charge you the insurance deposit. $5,000.
All right, deal. Oh, and he goes to give it. He goes, oh, and so I lied about not knowing those two. I do know them. I was running with them, but they didn't do it.
For a split second, you saw Andromeda's hand drop. Drop
because you're on the video.
I can't.
Bugbear cannot be surprised. His hand clenches into a fist reactively.
And
you got to understand, business, right?
Say more. Why shouldn't we kill you?
Because we were hired by him. He wanted to sell us something. We were meeting with him.
Fine.
He puts the agent in his hand and connects it, whatever, sends the video.
What could he have been selling that would be worth 500,000 eddies? Because that's the price he asked.
We don't know. We don't have it.
Do you know where it came from?
Yeah. Came from the Wastelands.
Yeah, downed AV, he said.
That's right.
And before you asked, no, I do not have it.
Yeah. You would have thought you'd do some improvements around this place.
Yeah, I've been chasing that money.
Bugbear again is nodding his head in the affirmative.
I've been chasing that money for a while.
So no contact with the two that were on here?
No, believe me, if I had contact, you'd know.
Make a deception check for me, anyways.
Okay.
Even though you're telling the truth.
Yep. 15 again.
Okay.
I think we can work together. You want revenge.
He nods.
I want the data chip.
It's in the wind.
I bet they have it. The ones that killed your brother. I don't think the other two people on that video got very far. They seemed determined to get back or to get that data chip.
Okay.
So you want to find them, and so do we.
He's nodding. He takes a sip of his drink, making kind of considerations in his head.
I kind of look over at Slashroot, like, kind of for permission, like, kind of like, you know.
Slash shrugs.
Say, let me tell you what I think about that video. Maybe it'll get you moving in the right direction to find out more.
His eyes kind of lock onto yours. So do Andromeda's.
So you'll notice that all of the members of those teams are using Militech weapons.
As
Maybe
you're
they're playing
as you're saying this, they queue up the video and they're watching.
Yep.
I'm looking around, just looking for any threats, anyone else who might be trying to be privy to this conversation. Or probably
Make a perception check. Are you currently high?
no,
You
but
have a -2 on your perception.
I have -2 to perform, persuade, and insight.
Perception 2.
Oh, some good smash, I guess.
I'd say Mazzino's probably doing the same thing.
Sure.
He's just sitting. He's not at the table. He's at the bar watching it all go down.
I get a 9. I see people like partying. Like there's already like a pre-run of some music and some people are on the dance floor. I'm just thinking about, I just want to fucking crack that can and I just want to float onto the dance floor.
Crack
Give that to him. What did you get, Matt?
14.
You witness. No, that's for you,
Oh,
Devin.
thank
You witness what he witnesses.
Well,
I'm going to check something out.
He peels off the group
I'm kind of just giving them a rundown of
Yep.
what I think
of the video.
Mazzino
from my
follows.
investigation.
Yep. Your two
Bodyguards.
big guys roll off the group as you kind of Slash. You're kind of facing outward a little more. You see them both move off into the crowd. And Fish, you're kind of walking through. You're in your sort of professor mode of explaining like the details that you've noticed about this video. And
Now I want to draw special attention to the shot that kills your brother. This is a sniper. This is a highly trained man.
Or
A single shot. From where?
the AV.
From a moving AV. This is someone with considerable skills. That's a short list of people. Do you want me to roll deception? Because I mean, you can see what I'm trying to do.
I know exactly what you're trying to do. Roll deception for me.
Devin, can I see what we saw?
Oh, yeah, use your ability.
Using my advantage.
I'm going to see at least why I'm following you.
I rolled double 15s.
Okay.
So a 17.
He's nodding slowly. I know a man that could help us with that. Maybe we can see him on the way out of town.
I nod.
Okay. We're going to make arrangements. We leave here at 1800.
And that's, I look at Fish.
What?
The 18, like he does.
he's a digital man.
That's now.
Soon. It's
Yeah.
call
'Cause
it
he said
2
it was-
hours.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah. All right. We'll be ready. If you excuse me, just the details, you'll figure it out. I got to take care of something. I'm going to go back and try to find these two chuckle fucks and make sure they're not ruining my fucking business.
Fish, the Aldecaldos stand and they say, "You'll have the money.
I nod.
See you soon." They turn. Andromeda downs the rest of her drink. Glass hits the table, and they walk out. They're professionals.
Yeah.
And you have no doubt that they'll be good on their promise. Devin, do you want to reveal what you discovered when scanning the crowd for enemies?
Yeah, I mean, Slash probably knows who this is. Mazzino probably knows who this is. It's a Smash dealer. That's the thing. He has like a bag, like a sling bag.
Low life scummy Smash dealer.
He's a sling bag, and he's in, he's not in eye shot of the bar because you're not really supposed to sell beverages here that they don't sell. But Bugbear comes up to him and is like, it's just really like up close to him, trying to pressure a deal really quickly.
The guy himself is pretty high. He's pretty euphoric.
Yeah.
So it's sort of pleasantries, but he's trying to get you to like slow down.
Yeah. No, I'm just looking for like a couple, man. I'm not trying to clear out.
And that's the conversation you're having as you're watching through the crowd as Mazzino and Slash are approaching from
He's
two
looking
different
over his shoulder,
directions.
like just like give him like one or two. I got Eddie's in my pocket right now.
He drops the bag down and he's collecting it. It's just like you can just feel
here.
Your anxiety build.
I take out some Eddie's and I like grab his hand as he's going to reach for the bag. Put it in his hand.
Grant, I told you
pick
you
up the
cannot
bag
sell
and I'm
here
looking,
at the
and I
cage.
stuff the bag and I bolt and I run off with the bag of
Bugbear
Smash.
runs out of the club. And you track down Grant, you're yelling at him, you kick him out too. You see Bugbear sitting on the hood of the Land Rover drinking a Smash. And we'll screen wipe there.
1800, right?
This is so fucked.
He's in a great mood.
He is. You're feeling really good.
No, that's what I call cyberpunk.
The four of you spend the next hour to 2 hours collecting things for the trip, making preparations for the club for the night.
Yep.
And drinking Smash.
Nice.
Sick.
At 1800 on the dot, the parking lot, or at least a portion of it, has a huge downdraft as an AV4 lands in the parking lot. Typically, there are some rules about doing stuff like this, but trauma teams can, and especially in this district, the Aldecaldo can.
How big is an AV4?
It's enough that you could put 2 to 3 vehicles in the bay.
So we drive the Land Rover into it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just like a cargo plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very similar. It does have 2 50 cal guns, one on the front, one on the back. Otherwise, the turbines are 2 rotating props, kind of like big fans on the kind of outstretched wings. I think these are very reminiscent. I believe they're an Avatar or something similar to that.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yep.
They're called Osprey. We had like they're real.
Yep.
Like it's a fusel, like a cargo bay with wings, and then the things at the end of them.
The pivot.
Yeah, they can like spin around. You can turn them. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
You know, I rode in an AV. It's like not my first time. Back when,
Such a douche.
Wow.
back when my first album came out, Eternal Blue. They had a record exec come fly one in, and flew me to the top of a tower, try to steal all my money, corporal brat. But it was fun. It was a fun ride. Had some champagne. Hey, Bug, you ever been in an AV?
Cool. No. What'd you say?
Have you ever been in an AV?
He's like glossed over. He's like,
Man, you took that too fast, Bug. You need to slow down.
You need to stop with the cheap shit too.
we got to go
Yeah, that
now,
too.
right? We got to go now, right?
Yeah, they're here.
The ramp drops and you see Karios walk out the back. He waves you towards him. As the 4 of you as 3 of you walk in,
Drive in.
Fish, you drive in, up the ramp, park the Land Rover, pull the emergency brake, get out. As you're getting out, you can feel that kind of those G-forces kind of pull you down towards the deck of the vehicle, the AV. as it lifts off the ground. Karios is standing among you, and he's handing out headsets for all of you. And as soon as you put it on, the noise of this cargo carrier dims, and you can hear his voice over the radio. He says, we're about 15 clicks out. As we discussed, we're going to see a man who might know who could take that shot. He's looking at you, Fish.
I nod.
I have to be honest, though. I haven't seen Yuri in 2 weeks. Well, I don't... That timeline's off. I think about a week, which is unusual. He's usually here every Tuesday night. And he's not a man who likes to be disturbed, so...
Are we seeing him before we go?
Yes. Be pleasant. He casts a look over at Bugbear.
Again, he just sees like glossy eyes. Like,
Is one of the doors open?
Yes.
Slash is like hanging on to one of the handholds.
Make a dex check for me. No, I'm kidding.
Where like the 50 cal is like hanging off, and he's hanging on, like just kind of sort of leaning out over this as the city kind of falls away. He goes, whew, man, this is crazy.
It's not a view you get often.
Yeah.
You don't get to make it out of Night City. And
I take a picture of it with my agent of Slash Root hanging out the back of the thing with Night City in the background.
Nice.
And it appears on your agent as well.
Slash saves that to his agent in the album art folder.
100%. It's from this height, the city looks pretty. Bright lights, things moving. It looks alive.
It's almost inspiring, man. Like the lights you can see clearly. There's no dirt. There's no nothing. No gonks to get in your way.
You say that, and about half a mile off the coast of the Night City, you see a rocket flare to life, and it begins taking off upwards into space. That's Morrow Rock. That is the launch station that's been recently built. It's still predominantly test and cargo flights that are going up to Lunar Station. But it's something to see.
Slash takes a video of that rocket in the distance, kind of like the glare of it kind of shining off the ocean, and it punches through like a small glare. You see like the flame of it like reflect off that small glare and then head up into space.
Over the radio, you hear Karios. He says, listen up. This is not a joyride. We are in hostile territory. Expect it to be bumpy. The radio clicks out. He's climbed up into the cockpit with Andromeda. The two of them are up there. As you fly over the city, the lights dim, they grow fewer, and it gets dark very quickly. There is no infrastructure out here beyond the city. There's one road that does have lights. It's one of the only roads out of the city that the Aldecaldos maintain for any heavy transport that they're delivering via terrain vehicles. It goes both north and south. It's one of the old highways. Mizzino, it's a different looking world to you.
He's very uncomfortable.
What spectrums can he see?
All. He sells ultraviolet. He can see he's got night vision.
Infrared.
How does it operate? Do you have to obviously pick a setting and it works for both eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
But he does have to
toggle.
Yeah. So this is the first time he's gotten a chance to use it. So he's probably up in the back. And to make himself feel more comfortable and grounded, he's got his hands wrapped around the handles of this 50 cal. And he's just cycling through the settings in his eyes, just seeing what it looks like out here.
You eventually hit on your night vision. It's that sort of grayscale, and it's a wasteland out here. Not a lot of forest, mostly scrubland. You see cars that have been plowed off of the highway where they either came to a standstill from an EMP or were abandoned when a road was damaged during the war. But they've eventually been cleared, and there is kind of a meandering path through all of these vehicles. You see small towns off the highway as well. No lights. It's kind of eerie. You're used to being surrounded by life, by the city, by the people in it. And you realize that at least Night City and where you are is kind of an island.
Yep.
Before, at least in this first 10 minutes of travel.
Okay.
Slash is like hanging over you, like you're on the 50 that he's in the door of. He's looking up into the sky. He goes, "Hey, miss, you ever see the stars before, man? Like really seen them outside of the lights of Night City?"
No,
Yeah.
there's nothing out here.
No, but look, man, the stars are so bright.
You can see he's looking down the sights of the 50 cal at the ground.
Yeah.
He's not like, you can see his knuckles starting to get white as he's gripping onto this thing.
Fish comes over and says, "We need to talk." And then he turns around and he goes and sits in the Land Rover, and he takes the headset off before he gets in, and he leaves it on the rear view mirror.
Slash looks at Miz and shrugs and follows Fish. "Hey, kid, he
I beep the horn to get Bugbear's attention,
Bugbear is like snapped out of
and I
some.
wave for you to get in.
All right, get in.
falls suit with the headset.
I can't wait for someone to add the beep into the...
Don't close the door.
Mazzino heads over, but slowly. You can see he's his arms are out, trying to keep his balance a little bit.
A little bit of turbulence hit.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the Land Rover with my seatbelt on.
That does not help.
It's an old Land Rover. It's just a lap belt.
Yeah. What's up, Fish?
Everyone gets in.
Yeah.
I say, "We're going to see Yuri. We need to decide what we're going to do."
Oh, is that where we're going?
I close my eyes.
Crack team.
For a minute.
Crack team.
I say,
I thought we were going to Rosa.
"Yes, but first we're going to see Yuri."
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. So, yeah, what are we doing?
Well, retrieving him is part of our mission. But if we make a move against him, the Aldecaldos aren't going to be very friendly after that. But we have to, right?
Yeah, but...
He's as important as the other three.
Yeah. But, I mean, the Aldecaldos, man, if we cross them after this deal, there's no going back. They are the real deal. They do not mess around. You know that, Fish.
I nod.
And my skin is in this game, you know.
I understand. But, well, then what's the play?
Why don't we make contact with him and keep him close?
Yuri?
Come back for him after. Yeah. I don't know. What do the Aldecaldos want with him?
They don't... Did you miss the entire conversation we had?
Yeah, he was getting smashed.
The Aldecaldos want to find the person that killed Andromeda's brother. It was a sniper. I suggested that there was very few people who'd be capable of making that sort of shot from a moving AV. They said that we could speak to a sniper that they know, Yuri, and he could help us narrow that list down further.
Wait, do you think Yuri is the one who killed Dallin?
I considered it, but
he
don't
runs
know.
with the Aldecaldos. I don't think he would take that job.
well, if you could convince them that it was Yuri, then they would help us to take Yuri down.
Yeah.
And then mission accomplished and the good favor of the Aldecaldo.
Yeah. Why? Okay. Now run it through it then. Why did Yuri take that job? Maybe he didn't know it was Dallin he was taking out. Maybe he didn't get a good look at him. The money was good. and paid for one shot, you know?
For being a socialite, he's a terrible liar.
Well, I'm just running through. He's trying to figure out a
Absolutely.
lie.
I shrug.
Any other ideas?
No, that's not my strong suit.
Yeah. Bug?
What if we bring him with us? Tell him we're going to find fish. I mean, what if we bring him with us? Tell him we're going to find Switch. Say something's happening, which it is. And that we need him. We need all of them.
Okay, then we get Switch. Then what? We got 2 in the bag, and we still got to get him away from the Aldecaldos.
What if we do that? You see me pause. I mean, I don't know about Bugbear, but I'm sure that that Slash Root is aware that I thought like, oh, I have an idea, but I'm not going to tell him.
Yeah.
And I say, I think Bugbear's right. I think that's a good plan.
Yeah. All right. So
Let's get him to come with us.
yeah, say that Switch is in trouble, and if he gets caught, you know.
Well, they're all in trouble. We know that we're tied up in some corpo fuckfest.
Sounds like a plan.
Question for you, Fish. Did you bring
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
device with you?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, in the back of the Land Rover
Mhm.
are some manticles and chains and stuff like that.
Silvers, they're called.
Silvers.
Yeah. Silvers handcuffs.
Mhm.
Is there a plastic
That's
sheet
just-
now in the back covering the upholstery?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll think over how I'm gonna let him know. Hey, Bug, do you mind grabbing something for me real quick?
He's like, what?
My agent. I left it in my coat pocket at my at the seat. Can you just grab it for me, please? Come on, Choom.
He looks at you like, okay. But remember this next time I'm trying to buy Smash in your club. He says something under his breath
Yeah,
to that
yeah,
to
yeah.
that extent, and then he gets out of the car.
He's young, right?
Yeah.
Bugbear?
Yeah.
So in terms of pecking order, you're pretty low. Like
Yeah.
in
He also doesn't have the brain power of
Sure.
really anyone else.
Yep, right.
Yeah.
So what's the real plan, Fish?
We let Bugbear take lead because he's sincere. He was never going to turn in his brother. If we want our payout, we need all 4 of them.
Yeah.
So we let him take lead. We're concerned about his brother. We're here to help them. We get all 4, we take them at once.
Okay.
That's smart.
Bugbear will lead us right to them.
Well, we need to figure out a way to how to get the other 3 cans of Smash out of his bag on the way out, because
Oh, God, now I got to question how evil is Fish? Because a real evil character would say, let him drink it.
yeah.
I
I mean, do you think he's better on it?
you see him rummaging around in your jacket for your agent. Is it actually there?
No,
Okay.
that's not his pocket.
There's no phone in the jacket.
We need him level-headed.
He's safer. when
As you
he's
say
fucked.
that, he's wringing the jacket out, like whipping it back and forth, trying to find something.
He throws it on the ground, and then he moves around a little bit, and then you get a message on the agent, or there's like a call on the agent, and he's like he's like listening, he's like holding up the jacket to his head, trying to like find it, and then he starts looking around. He really wants to find this thing now.
Yeah.
He's pissed.
You've got your ear to the ground, like trying to listen to see if it's vibrating. It's so
The
loud
whole
in here.
fucking room is vibrating. Yeah.
Mizzino, you're looking at him while he's doing this, and you're looking out past that 50 cal, and you see something out there. You see what looks like other AVs, and then you hear the alarms ring across the ship, and he says, brace, incoming. And that's where we'll stop.
Fuck.
I don't know if
We don't
Bugbear
hear that.
put his
'Cause we don't have our headphones in. Yeah, we don't hear that. The audience hears it, but we don't hear it.
thank you for listening to Red Rising, a cyberpunk misadventure. Of course, we are forever grateful if you can leave us a review or, if you have a chance, share our stories with others, whether it's on socials, subreddits, a bullhorn, or a whispered secret. Check out our website for all your burning questions and eager updates. And don't forget, we have a separate D&D podcast because we're super nerds. Our intro music was a Wilhelm stream. The theme song is Neon Drifter by Antti Martikainen. All scores by Antti Martikainen and Data Soundscapes. Their YouTube channel is Spacewave CR. Check them out. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, hack the planet.
That's nasty.
Levels 1, 2. Good.
Chickadee
Matt.
check. Chickadee
Yep.
check. Check.
Wow, wow, wow.
Levels.
Level up?
Yep.
Is that what you said?
Are we leveling up
Nice
again?
Another one?
Fucking players. Am I right?
Greedy.
I just want to go on record and say I haven't gotten a single magic item.
Yeah, we went to that dungeon. We should roll in random.
Actually,
magic
No, Mac got magic eyes.
I
right.
had a list of things that you could have taken from the iron sights, but you guys,
Can you like recycle cybernetics?
you can.
Yeah.
You very much can. You can take them out, and there's like a whole market for
scabs.
cybernetics.
Yep.
Kind of gross.
Yeah.